a one night stand, that's like totally something completely different. You're both there for an exchange of sex and nothing else. And like, why are you gonna go in with a girl who has no experience, maybe uncomfortable? I mean, it hurts for some people, and like, you're gonna go in there being like, oh, well, I want a virgin. Why? Like, why do you want to?
Because men are attracted to sexual purity.
But isn't that kind of like sickening if you think about it?
How is that sickening?
Because it's romanticizing pedophilia.
What?
But they're not kids. They're not kids. They're not children.
We're talking about adult women. You can be sexually pure, and that can mean either not being promiscuous or
when
it could be
you think of like the most pure thing is you think of children, innocence.
We're talking about adult relationships.
Yes, but it's still very common for men who are in adult relationships to look for stuff that remind them of pedophilia.
That's like, absurd.
It's not absurd.
That is
it's just
absurd.
Very hidden within like our culture and things.
That is ridiculous.
I agree with her.
It's very hidden. It comes with the stuff that's like, I want hairlessness. I want
a guy who has a preference for a girl who like is shaved or shaves her legs is pedophilic.
No, because
that's
when you
crazy.
think down to it, it's like, where do you see people who have no hair? Like actually naturally, it's
so
kids.
What about a woman who prefers a guy who shaves? Down there,
like
couldn't that could just be
who say like, oh, I don't want like body hair.
That's way more of an obvious preference that guys have towards women than women ever have towards guys.
I've never heard a girl.
I've never heard a guy say that. I mean, a girl say that.
Like been like, oh, if a guy has hair, no way. But I've heard guys.
I mean, and just talk.
Why do you guys have to like? It's so funny. Whenever men have preferences, standards, or boundaries, it's almost always met with this like vicious shaming. If a guy wants a girl who like shaves her legs, her pubic area, her armpits, that's pedophilia. Like that's crazy.
Sam made that as one example of hidden things in what men like.
Obviously there's other things like, well, you want a girl who's hygienic. Obviously there's other
there's hygiene.
But what I'm saying is there's many things that we have.
I mean, like look at the industry. A stepfather, stepdaughter.
Like
tell me that's not pedophilic.
Stepfather, I mean, that's more incestuous than it is pedophilic.
But it's like a daughter.
I think a better example for the would be like freshly 18.
Yeah,
like
blah, virgin, blah, blah, like first time, gets broken in.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that.
Well, you're legally an adult at 18.
Yeah, but you don't
see how that verges on.
Like it's like you're waiting for her to turn 18.
We as a society have determined that there's a cutoff. That cutoff is 18. At 18,
but you think like right at that day,
at
like
18,
her mindset changes. Like she's a completely new person just because she turned 18. Like obviously, no, it's gonna take time for a young girl or young man. Boy, to change. Obviously, it takes years. Like I feel like your brain isn't fully developed till you're 25.
But
hold on. Okay, you go ahead.
But that girl, that freshly 18 girl, and I'm playing devil's advocate here. I'm just trying to make it fun. But she's in that bed with him making that video.
Obviously, the thing is, I'm not going to be like, hey, look, you can't do that. If a girl wants a guy when she's 18 who's 35 or like plus, and she wants to do that, good for her. Like that's what she wants to do. But I'm saying when majority of men are seeking out just girls who are 18 and freshly 18, it's like there's something wrong.
And like, when the status of virginity and being a virgin and being these words pure and innocent, that evokes childlike nature. And you can't tell me that there's not something like young about this whole virginity. I want her to have her virginity. I want to break her in her virginity. Like why? Why do you want a virgin so badly?
And the thing is, it's such a double standard because you don't
How's it a
hear,
double standard?
Because when have I ever heard girls been like, I want a virgin? It's so much more common.
Do men and women want the same thing? Are men and women attracted to the exact same things?
No, obviously not. But it's like, why are men always like, you have to be virgin, but I don't have to be? Like, why?
Yeah.
Do you think that's in order for you to want something in a partner, you yourself must possess that exact same quality?
Usually, if it's something that's like
really
make it or break it, like it's
really?
Like if it's the same thing about partying, like you were saying, well, I'm not gonna make it a double standard. I'm gonna make sure I don't party and my girl's not gonna party. So why are you gonna be like, I want a virgin, but I don't have to be a virgin? And that's a double standard right there.
I think some guys also want a virgin is because they know that they're the only person who's like.
That's like the only like one I've heard that's like kind of okay, but it's just so like.
Kind of possessive.
Yeah, it's like, why do you care about her past if it had nothing to do with you?
Unless she's like murdering people, why do you care about someone's past?
Unless she's
Okay, I'll tell you. Well, there's a whole lot to touch on there. So the first one I'm going to touch on is the double standard, and then I'm going to touch on body. I'll talk about the age stuff, and then I'll talk about the body count. So
About how much longer is this gonna go on?
I mean, just the conversation's flowing, you know. I'll try to aim to wrap within 30 minutes or so. That's the goal.
Are we still doing like the dating apps?
Yes, I will get to it. I want to get to yours, Tatum. I know we've just, the conversation's been flowing. Okay, so you mentioned the double standard, right?
Mm-hmm.
That, well, you don't often hear women say that they want a guy who's a virgin.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first off, I don't have a double standard on this. If a woman wants a guy with a low body count or a guy who's virgin, I don't have a problem with that.
Because you're a virgin.
What?
Well, then why would you have?
I don't have an issue if that's what the girl wants.
Yeah, well, that was
because
the
people are
thing
entitled
we
to
were
have their
saying.
preferences.
Yeah, we were saying it's fine if you want a low body count, but it's the thing
But
when you start fetishizing like a virgin.
It's not fetishization. It's just wanting something in the partner, having a preference or a standard or a boundary.
So,
Well, you haven't explained why you would like a virgin.
I'll get to that.
Okay.
So it's just funny to me, like, men are not allowed to have preferences, standards, and boundaries.
Oh,
Like,
yes,
look at
they
the
are.
vitriol.
Men are totally
Are
allowed.
so allowed to have preferences.
The shaming language has been through the roof. It's insecure. It's controlling. The P word, it's been almost crazy. Like the degree to which you're trying to, what's the term? You are trying to pathologize men's almost innate attraction to women who are not promiscuous. Like you're pathologizing men's attraction to women who are not whores, basically.
No, I don't think.
Well,
we weren't saying like you guys can't have preference. I feel
No,
like
but you're saying it's pedophilic that men are attracted to women who are not
because
promiscuous
if you, look
who
at society and the way things are, like it's totally like this big like industry makes so much money on like fetishizing pedophilia. About how like
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
That's illegal.
They don't actually use girls who are underage, but they do. If you look on there, there's going to be a bunch of stuff about underage things. Like
sometimes they do actually have used girls who are underage, and
Okay,
it just
we're not going to talk.
because
We're not going to talk about that. That's
why.
Because it's TOS. We're not going to talk about that. But yes, it does happen. So okay, the double standard. So you mentioned that. Why don't what was it that men don't want?
Well, like what's the real because I was saying that like you don't really hear women go, oh, I need a virgin, or like if she's not a virgin or he's not a virgin, I don't want it. So it's like
he's allowed to be a whore, but she can't.
And also like I don't get that. Like,
Eric,
why
can you
it's
close the
more
door, by the
okay
way?
For the guy to be a whore, but for the women to be like very pure.
Okay, well, so there's a few things. So first off, me personally, if a woman's standard is, hey, I don't want to date a guy who's promiscuous. I don't want to date like a guy who's a player. I think that's totally fine.